from the Jersey Shore, where you spent much of your
I have.
childhood.
And you know, one of the things that I've always known about the Jersey Shore, and I think that this is very distinctive, the lifeguards there are so well trained.
Yes.
They are so strong, so talented. And Jay Vitale owns Aqua Serve. That's a company that provides the lifeguards for several beach towns. He joins us from Point Pleasant Beach. Okay, Jay, explain to us what it looks like there now and what you guys are preparing for. How bad's it going to get?
Good morning, folks. Thanks for having me. So it's starting to shape up. The wind swell is getting pretty strong. What we really haven't seen yet is the actual swell from the storm push itself that's going to bring us those larger waves everybody's getting a little apprehensive about. But conditions are already unsafe. When we have this much wind pushing around that much water, rip currents are not only present, but they're really difficult to anticipate because they can be migratory and it's more difficult for lifeguards to spot them. So from this point forward, most people should anticipate that most beaches, regardless of what municipality you're at, are likely going to be heavily restricting or not allowing swimming. And then moving into the worst of the storm, very good chance beach accesses are going to be closed down.
Hey, Jay, I was watching some other coverage yesterday and a new approach to if you do happen to get caught in a rip tide. The usual instruction is swim parallel to the shore, right? But they were saying flip over onto your back to indicate that you need help. Is that something you're advocating as well?
Yeah, and it's going to keep you more buoyant. Trying to stay upright in the water is just to increase your likelihood for the weight of your legs to bring you deeper down in the water line, bringing your airway closer to the water. So it's going to increase your risk for drowning. If you're able to, what we refer to as starfish, if you can spread your limbs out and try and keep your body more present on the surface, it's going to increase your buoyancy. You'll have a longer period of time you'll be able to sustain yourself. And it makes you a bigger target for us. It's much easier to see a full body exposed in the water than just a head popping up between white water of waves.
I've never heard that advice
Yeah.
before. That is such good advice. And another thing that I just read because of Hurricane Erin is that it's not just the rough surf. I thought it was the big waves which are the threat. It's that they create these burrow channels in sandbars, which causes the unpredictable riptides. I didn't know that. It's really scary because sometimes, Jay, as you know, I mean, at least these were my friends growing up. When the waves got big, people would want to go surfing, even though because they knew a hurricane was coming, and the surfers would get out there. So, what are you telling all of the beachgoers there now?
And you're exactly right. As far as the size of the waves and what we're going to expect to see in form of surfable waves, I've been spreading the word along with a number of other lifeguards. New Jersey sandbars really aren't built to hold up to 10 to 15-foot surf in any kind of reliable way. So without my local surfers getting too mad at me, I do have to throw this one out there. The only reason to try and surf over the next few days is pride and bragging rights. You're not catching any good waves. It's not a great day for it. And to your prior point about rip currents, that's a really important point most people aren't aware of. Rip currents are caused by waves. As the water rushes up onto the beach, it's going to find its lowest point, and that whole mass of water is going to channel back out to the ocean in one narrow spot. As it does that, it's creating a deep channel within the ocean floor on the actual sandbar. As that goes through the course of the next several days, we're going to have really significant channels creating really powerful rips. But when the waves die down and the surface water looks calmer, getting into Saturday, Sunday, and partially through next week, those channels take days and tide cycles to really fill back in and stabilize. So even when our waves come back down post storm, and we're only looking at maybe 1, 2, 3 foot swells on shore, we're still dealing with the rip currents that were built by anywhere from 8 to 12, 15-foot waves. So it might not look as hazardous. Lifeguards are still going to be on high alert. When the water comes down, we're going to have a much easier time spotting those rip currents and keeping people away from them. But carry a level of awareness following the storm. The water you're dealing with isn't exactly as it appears on surface level.
So you're at Point Pleasant Beach, right? Is that going to be open today?
So today, yes. The plan for our municipality and several other municipalities along the Barrier Island is that accesses are going to be closed for the worst of this on Thursday. And it's going to be an ongoing discussion as to what's allowed on Friday. With a storm of this magnitude, the forecasts are always really hard to pin down. And even overnight, it looked like the swell moved to be more heavily leading out of Thursday and into Friday. So there's a possibility access points might be restricted for longer than we originally planned for. But the important thing for folks to remember is this really isn't a joking matter. When lifeguards put up red flags and we restrict water access, that's our way of telling you we are not confident in our ability to get both you and us back in safely if you have a problem. When it comes to something like what we're going to see from Aaron, that's a whole different ballgame. The amount of water back rushing out with the waves is going to be nearly impossible for nearly anyone to swim against. And the size of the waves is going to cause a ton of injury. You really don't want to be anywhere near the water during the worst of this. So please, if you see signage, respect it. If you see a barricade or a restricted access at a beach point, respect it. There's boardwalks, top of dune overlooks. You'll be able to get plenty of views of the waves from a safe distance. There's no reason to try to get any closer than absolutely necessary.
Your camera looks really stable now. I don't know if we should ask you whether you can flip it over or show us what the surf looks like right now, but we really appreciate you being here with us, Jay, and we'll check back with you as the storm moves up the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, Jay, thank you. Such good advice. I just learned a lot, even having been a lifelong beach girl.
Yeah, really, you
Mhm.
didn't know all that.
Mm-mm.
Okay.